Hey, what's up guys? Omar here, broker and CEO of Alden Mortgage and Ome Realty. So this is gonna be your mortgage rate update. And I just saw something, okay? Now, for the life of me, I cannot understand that 263,000 jobs were added. Now, I'm sitting here, right? I'm just like most of you, I watch the news, I watch reports, I see what's going on with Facebook, with Amazon, with Twitter, mortgaging companies. Now, I know that very, very, very well. I know more about mortgaging than I know about anything else. Now, where are these 263,000 jobs that are added? Where is this whole entire song and dance that the economy is doing much, much better? Like, where are the jobs at? And then with all the layoffs, who's hiring? And is inflation really getting better? Because honestly, I haven't noticed it. I don't know if you've noticed it. And if you have, please comment below. Let me know. I haven't been noticing much of anything. Real estate sales are down as nationwide, okay? Across the United States, 36.9%. Jobs are being lost hand over fist over and over and over and over again. Everywhere that I look, I see people getting laid off in not regular jobs. But I'm going to tell you exactly where those jobs have been lost, where they're hiring, and if any of this actually makes sense. But before we get started, let's get on with the mortgage rate update. And happy Saturday, by the way. And if you do go out looking for a home today, just remember, shop your mortgage rates, shop your title, shop your escrow. Make sure these are shoppable items. Don't just sit there and take one rate as an answer, because national average, okay, I'm going to show you right now, and I'll go by Mortgage News Rates Daily or Mortgage News Daily or whatever it is. The national average, they're still in the sixes, and I am still way less. This goes to show you, don't leave money on the table. But as of 10/3/2022, 30-year fix will be sitting at 5.62%, 15-year fix will be sitting at 5.05%, 30-year high balance will be sitting at 5.74%. Debt service covered ratio loan, this is an investor loan for people who want to use a rental income to cover the debt. That'll be sitting at 8.50%. Bank statement loan will be sitting at 8.50%. FHA 30-year fix will be sitting at 5.10%. 7/6 adjustable rate mortgage will be sitting at 6.04%. USDA, which is one of those zero down payment programs in rural areas, that'll be sitting at 5.11%. VA for veterans, also a zero down payment program, will be sitting at 5.12%. And hard money fix and flip will be sitting at 9.72%. Now, let's get on with the jobs, okay? Where are these jobs actually at? I don't understand. All I see everywhere that I look, and I have friends that are in tech industry, in real estate industry, you might want to call it white collar jobs, so to speak, right? They're not hiring. I don't see any single company out there right now hiring. Now, Target already is anticipating. Target, it's a store. It's a department store, even though their minimum wage has increased. But that's because they have not been able to employ people anymore. So they had to go ahead and increase the total amount that they were going to pay each individual. But another thing, colleges are cutting costs. Okay, so there's the educational sector that's out. Tech industry are cutting employment. That's one industry. Real estate, mortgaging industry, especially real estate mortgaging, we're cutting like nuts. Like companies are shutting down left and right like you have no idea. Development companies, construction development companies, now I see this firsthand. They're cutting like crazy because they're lowering their production because the interest rates have increased so much. So there's another sector that's out. So where are these jobs actually coming out? So according to, I went ahead and looked this up, and according to the labor statistics, okay, the unemployment rate, because I want to see unemployment is at 3.7%. Who is unemployed right now? So adult men are at 3.4%, women are 3.3%, teenagers take the big bulk of it at an 11.3%, which makes sense. You got school, you got priorities like your education, and you have parents to go ahead and help you with that. And I hate this part, like where you categorize people by their nationality, but whatever. Whites, whatever. 3.2%, blacks, 5.7%, Asians, 2.7%, Hispanics at 3.9%, and they showed a little bit of no change. Now, then I was curious. I was like, okay, so the pandemic ruined a lot of things. It completely ruined the whole entire employment industry in leisure. It ruined the whole entire employment in travel. And then like retail sales have been dropping too. So I was just like, are those the things that they're talking about where 263,000 jobs are actually being added? Well, they figured it out that, yeah. Well, no wonder that it's completely, 263,000 jobs, because you are still trying to fill the positions of things that people were not doing just a couple of years ago. Majority of people that typically took vacations and they went out, they were not doing that. That means hotels had to cut staff. That means leisure, travel, they had to cut staff. Well, hospitality, leisure, of course, that was 88,000 jobs added in November, including a gain of 62,000 in food service and drinking places. Now, I don't know what drinking places means. I don't know what any of that really I don't know what they're talking about. Drinking places, maybe they're talking about bars and stuff. But yeah, of course, because these are places that they cannot fill. Now, I don't mean to go ahead and say anything disrespectful to anybody who is any one of these jobs, but these are not jobs technically that should even be counted. These are like entry-level jobs that are just like, you're not really... I mean, here in California, especially in Los Angeles, you're not really going to make a living off of being a front desk clerk at a hotel. You're not going to be making a living off of, being a fast food worker at McDonald's or something like that. Now, the other jobs that were added, well, mind you, this is still only half of what the average jobs, because there's a high turnover rate in leisure, hospitality, and the food services. There's a high turnover rate, which typically employment to go ahead and hire people, it's at 196,000, and it has to be by February. In February 2020, it was at a hospitality. Employment and leisure and hospitality is below its pre-pandemic level. In February 2020, level by 980,000. Then I was like, you know what? What about the other high turnover positions? Well, employment in retail declined 30,000. In merchandise stores, electronics and appliance stores, they're laying off 4,000. Furniture and home furnishing stores, they laid off 3,000. Where are we at? Vehicle dealers, motor vehicle dealer, parts dealers. Well, that makes sense because of this. The car industry right now, it's tapering off, but because there is such a supply shortage, they are increasing because they need more people in the parts and service. Because in every single dealership that you go to, they don't really make money off of cars. They make majority of their money off of the servicing and parts. They increased by 10,000. You want to know why they increased by 10,000? Is because people are not buying new cars anymore. They're like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and fix the car that I have because I don't want to go ahead and take on another car payment, because they're charging premiums for these cars in a way that nobody, even myself, I usually buy a car that's, over 6,000 pounds, so I could go ahead and use it as depreciation factor. But now it doesn't even make sense to do that. It makes sense for me to go ahead and buy a car cash, lease it to myself, and then use that as a tax write-off. That's what I do. I don't want to go ahead and pay a premium. Like, let's say, for instance, you want to go buy a G-Wagon. Now, I have a G-Wagon right now. What if I wanted to go and buy a G-Wagon? I'm not paying $70,000 over sticker to go buy a G63. I'm not paying $150,000 to $200,000 on a used one. Not even saying a new one. I'm talking about one that's like a pre-owned used one. They're going for like $150,000 for a G550. Who's gonna buy a G550 for that car? Is like $110,000 max. G63, let's say it's at $140,000, $150,000. Why would anybody in their common sense mind pay $220,000 to $250,000 for a G63? It doesn't make any sense. So the question still remains: where are these jobs going? And how many of these jobs have been lost on a regular basis? Like, the turnover rate in all these industries are so high. Are you just giving us 263,000 to make it seem like everything is going better and let me go ahead and do this song and dance? Like, there's this bigger story behind all of this where interest rates are increasing, inflation, and the cost of goods being so much more. It just doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you? And if it does, please comment below. Let me know. Am I missing something here? Is there something wrong with the way that I'm thinking? Because I don't understand a single thing that's going on. Oh, job market is getting better. This is getting better. With my own two eyes. Now, I'm not a rich man. I'm not a poor man by any means. But I live in the real world. I live like my wife likes to go to Target. I see what's going on in Target. I see what's going on in the professional industries and the regular industries. I don't see this healthy economy. I see people struggling. I see people that are lowering their costs to go ahead and put food on the table. I see people every single day in all socioeconomic levels just worried about what's going to happen. Now, in the real estate industry, like especially my house has depreciated in value because of the comps, right? Inventory has increased. Inventory has increased. Now, in the course of the time when I bought my house increased by almost 60%, which is stupid. It is dumb. I do live in a nicer area, which makes sense, but I've lost about 40% worth of value because people are not able to sell anymore at the higher interest rates. Now, home equity has dropped. You know how many home equity people have lost across America? About $1.5 trillion total. Make sense of this to me, where you think you have a grasp of inflation. I am still paying a ridiculous amount in groceries. I don't want to go buy a car because it is ridiculously expensive. I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff because the cost of things today are not like the cost of things just a year ago. Just in a year. Like, I don't understand what is happening at all. So the moral of the story is I am confused about everything that is being said. 2 + 2 = banana at this point. That's what it's working with. None of the labor statistics make sense. So healthcare services are going in. Yeah, that's because majority of people in the healthcare servicing industry, nurses, doctors, everything, they've been so beat up and burnt out over the past 2 years. There's a turnover there. So it can't be that, because I know the majority of people that are leaving, they just have to fill those positions. So are you just giving us a song and dance off of the positions that you're filling based off of the positions that were already let go? Well, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Comment below. For up to 50% commission rebate on buying your next home, 0% listing on selling your current home, or any mortgaging assistance, link in the description below. Like, subscribe, comment, and all that other good stuff. Until next video, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Peace.